Okay, we are live. You need to get me the 002 and the faux pay. We have a wardrobe malfunction here. Wardrobe malfunction in the house. And so while Brief Fit Dance gets that, I'm showing her website, brieffitdance.com, brieffitdance.com. Brianna is in the house with us live, and we're going to talk about an amazing Rolex that's being auctioned. And then we're also going to talk about faux pay, about signet rings, about all kinds of fun stuff, on the channel. Signet rings, we're going to talk about them, and we're going to talk about, let's get that tab with that Rolex, that GMT that's being auctioned as we speak. It's one of these tabs. Yeah, there we go.
There it is.
And so this watch is being auctioned as we speak on eBay, and it was sent in by a subscriber when we were watching the show, the live streaming the other day. They sent this in, and it looks like it's in pretty good shape. They don't really have a picture that shows them holding it sideways to show the how much droop there is in the bracelet, but all the other photos look like it's pretty good. And they say that they don't think it's ever been serviced. They think that it is untouched, an untouched original piece. It was one owner. Look at those lugs. Let's stay on that picture. Look at those lugs. Look how much nicer that case is, how it's rounded, how much more attractive that is than the modern super cases. I don't even think it's a close call. So X that out. Let's see what I don't think there are any bids yet. The starting bid is $9,800. It ends
3 hours.
in 3 hours,
At
8
8 p.m.
minutes. And
8 p.m.
so this is pretty interesting that people would pay a lot of money for these modern Rolexes that I think are not don't really hold a candle to this puppy. This puppy is a stunner. It's an absolute stunner. And let's see if we can find it in this brochure. Bree, see if you can find the same watch in that brochure, because that's the year 2000, and they were still pretty much making the same watch, but they don't have it on a Jubilee bracelet. See, this has the Jubilee.
Right.
So yeah, I like the Jubilee.
Me too.
And then there's one with a Jubilee, steel and gold, but with a different dial. Hold that up so they can see that.
Right
There's one
here.
Yeah, with the Jubilee with the brown. But I much prefer this piece right here. I had that same piece, but not in the steel and gold. I had the black GMT, just with the steel, all steel, and I loved it. I loved that piece. So so let's stay tuned and see what happens. See if anybody bids. See if anybody bids on the GMT. Let me know in the comments. What do you think? I mean, people are paying that much for a steel sub. For a steel sub, people are paying that kind of money, and I think that I like that piece. I think that piece trumps it. Trumps it one time. All right, so we got a comment. We got a live comment, and
Do it, Craig.
Boozer's in the house. And yeah, we're going to do a show here today. And we were talking earlier. We actually have a signet ring on order for you, and
18K.
18 karat gold, of course. We're just going with 18 karat yellow gold for us. Is Craig buying a watch? Hey, that's a possibility. You never know what's happening here live on the channel. So we ordered a signet ring for you. Let's bring that up on the screen over there. And we settled on the size. Let's and go to the size, the picture that shows the size that you're getting.
That one.
I think it's that size, yeah. And so it's going to have the BMW, not BMW. It's going to have the Bitcoin logo on it. The Bitcoin logo on it, and it should look pretty classy. That's the ladies. That's for the ladies. And then I also have one being made for me. It's a bespoke piece, and it's going to be also have the Bitcoin logo on it, and similar to the way this one has the Bitcoin logo on it. This silver ring. This is sterling silver, 925 silver, pretty much same thing. So we'll see. Mine is supposed to be here in a couple of weeks. I think yours is going to be a little longer than that.
A little bit longer.
I think it's going to take a little longer than that. And so let's see. Craig, does everything you do have to be replicated by Bree? Actually, some things she does I can't replicate. She can replicate some things that I do, but some things that she does I can't replicate. So yeah.
Like belly dancing.
That's right. That's right. But here's the thing, as far as things like jewelry, as far as the watches, we kind of think alike. We're kind of on the same page. When we look at different things, you kind of have similar taste. So it's not a big issue there on that.
Yeah, and there's no problem with it.
And the signet ring, let's pull up that search you did. You did a search for beautiful ladies and a signet ring, and you can see here that this is definitely another thing that's a unisex thing. That ladies wearing signet rings is definitely a thing. So
that one looks pretty small.
Yeah, that's not really the shape that you want.
Getting.
I like the ones like she has. Show some more pictures
of Megan.
Yeah, I like more the look of that as far as the size. Now hers is kind of squarish in shape, but yeah, the signet ring thing is definitely of course that's her other hand. Yeah, is definitely a unisex thing, and here's the thing. Pull up those pictures of Prince Charles wearing his ring. Oh, I have it right here. So I just think it's kind of classy. I think it's kind of cool. And a man can only wear so much jewelry and then it looks kind of ridiculous. And so, but a signet ring, I think, is one thing that a man can get away with wearing, and it's kind of cool. I mean, after all, the king of cool, he was in the movie The Getaway, Steve McQueen. Search Steve McQueen signet ring, and you'll see that he wore a signet ring, and he was the king of cool. So there you go. If Steve McQueen can wear one, I think that I can wear one. And of course, we've just established the ladies can wear one. And then the other reason why we're talking about a signet ring is it can actually signify something, right? And so in our case, it's going to signify Bitcoin and the freedom that Bitcoin can bring to mankind. And so this is kind of like a way of us acknowledging each other. And, as far as anybody that buys these rings, and any subscribers are going to be able to buy these rings, these signet rings that we authorize, that we have produced. And it's a sort of a solidarity. It's sort of a way we can all, bring that information out that
and relate.
that we believe in and freedom and all the things that Bitcoin represents. So here's a picture of Steve McQueen there on the right, with his signet ring on, and let's click on that one there and see what that one looks like. See if we can make it as large as possible. Yeah, so there aren't a lot of really great pictures of his signet ring, but clearly he's wearing that one on his. That looks like it's on what would be the hand for the wedding band, the left hand. So maybe he was wearing his as a wedding ring, a signet type ring. So maybe you can do that too. There aren't a lot of rules on this. Let's click on that one there. See what that is. Somebody's wearing a bracelet, it looks like, with a some kind of a signet ring.
Oh, is that a faux pay?
No, that's not a faux pay. It's different. Yeah. So, and speaking of faux pays, I mean, faux pays are just amazing. And I saw Steve wearing his, and I thought, well, why would a man wear a bracelet, right? But it just kind of looked cool. Now, I have to say, I really probably shouldn't be wearing it the way I'm dressed now. I probably shouldn't be wearing the faux pay now, but I guess you could. You can get away with it.
Good.
And of course, I can wear the 002. There's no problem whatsoever. That goes with anything. But I think I can push the envelope and wear the faux pay with
Yeah.
attire like this also. And I think a man can get away with wearing the faux pay, and I think a man can obviously get away with wearing the signet. Now, see, a couple weeks from now, I won't be wearing the silver signet ring when I'm wearing my gold watch and my gold watch,
You'll be wearing the
and
gold.
I'll be wearing all gold. And so whenever I'm wearing the 231 stunner,
You'll be wearing
then I'll
that.
be wearing the silver ring. That's the plan. That's where we're headed with all of this. So, and we're measuring 7 times cut once. We don't, you know, we don't just haphazardly purchase these items.
Yeah.
And somebody wants some dancing.
Dancing?
Okay, Boozer says,
Sure.
how many times an hour do you check the BTC prices? We use Google. We ask Google, what's the current price? We do
Hey,
check
Google.
it. We do check it. It's kind of exciting. We don't really get affected by it. If the price goes down a whole bunch, we're like, we could care. And if it then goes
Oh, but
up a
he's
whole bunch,
asking me. I check it every hour, I think.
check every hour. Yeah, I
Yeah.
do too. I think most people that are into Bitcoin check it. If they say they're not, I think they're lying. Because it's
Yeah.
exciting. It's exciting to follow it and to see what's going on. So somebody
But we're
wants
not
some
selling.
somebody wants some live dancing. So you can do a little dance, a few little dance moves.
Yeah, I can.
And then Lance says hello to Craig, Bree, and all. Kyle is in the house. He says, hey guys.
Hello.
And so when did the notifications come out? Let me know, guys, when the notifications came out, because people are coming in later on today's show than normal. Does Bree have her own room now at your house, or do you share a room? I have a guest
my own
suite.
room.
Yeah, I have a guest suite here. And Bree has been, when she stays here, she's not here all the time by any stretch. She's just here from time to time. She stays in the guest suite, and that's why I have it. That's why I have a guest suite, is so that I can have guests. Yes. And so, all right, you want to do a few little dance moves?
Yeah.
All right, let's cut to this. And while you get ready there, Bree's going to do a couple little dance moves for you guys. For Bree's fans, Bree's big time fans, are you ready? We'll cut to camera 2. And tell us about that. Well, you can tell us when you get back to the mic. You can tell us about the vest that you have on. BreeFitDance.com, BreeFitDance.com, and I've had tickering at the bottom the information about Little Treasury's show that's coming up, Little Treasury's watch event on October 8 and 9 of this year. So go to littletreasury.com to find out about that. And I'm going to take that banner off now, and then I'm going to put one up that has Brianna's information and my information as far as how to find us. I'll leave that up there for a little while, and then if I remember, I'll take it off. All right. Thank you, Bree. Come on back. Come on back. And you could do that forever?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Bree's a dancing machine. Dance, 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 dance machine. Remember that song?
Yeah.
She's dancing machine. I think we might have it here.
That's in my branding.
It's in your brand?
Yeah.
I don't have it in my brand.
I don't think so.
Oh, okay. We'll have to fix that. Okay. But we did add a couple of things to mine.
Oh, yeah. Some
Let's see if we added anything fun.
Audrey stuff.
Oh, yeah. Also, here's a scene those of you that still think the
Hard to
signet
stop.
rings aren't important, check this out.
The signet ring. Prince of Wales insignia. For the Princess of Wales.
It's when he gave her the signet ring. He gave her the signet ring. And that was from the miniseries The Crown, I guess. Okay, and check this out. This is when somebody met the Queen met you, right? This is when you were greeted by the Queen. Here.
Charming, quite charming.
Let's do a little, man.
There you
Yeah.
go. Charming, quite charming.
I was charmed.
And this is how we react when we visit rich people, right? This is how
Yes.
we react when.
Oh, dear, I like rich people. I like the way they live. I like the way I live when I'm with them. I wonder where the children are.
I like the way I live when I'm around rich people, right? Let's play that one.
Oh, dear, I like rich people. I like the way they live. I like the way I live when I'm with them. I wonder where the children are.
That was from the Sound of Music movie.
And you do understand, right? You do understand.
You do understand.
You do understand.
And then somebody has to
yeah.
bring up the tutors, right? They have to bring up the tutors.
I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore.
All right. Having too much fun here. Okay, let's see what happens here. Craig, do you think Bree could cause a conflict like Helen of Troy? Ask Bree what she thinks of Helen of Troy. You saw it. You saw the movie Troy. Remember they said she was basically the face that launched a thousand ships. Yeah. So she could cause problems like Helen of Troy.
Do you think I could cause a conflict? Like Helen?
You'd love to, right?
Do people think I would cause a
would you like to have 1,000 ships sail after you?
Sure, why not?
Girl has to like attention, right? What the heck? That's funny. That's a good one, Triforce. Bree or Craig, if you could travel back to 1999, would you be able to invent Bitcoin early?
Well, I mean, I wasn't born
Well,
yet.
that was the very if they could travel back, that was the very early stages of the internet itself. I mean, I got into it around 1995, and that was very early. 94 was, a couple of my friends got into it, and I checked it out one time in 94 on my dad's computer, and I said, this is too slow. This will never catch on, right?
Yeah.
And so then we got a little better connection, and then I started playing with it. But, early days of the internet, it was really not that great. And Bitcoin, it's still right now the early days of Bitcoin. I mean, we have not even scratched the surface of what Bitcoin can do. And I think the next 10 years is going to be absolutely incredible, absolutely amazing to watch Bitcoin do its thing. And I'm not a coder, so I don't know if I could invent it at any time, either now or in the past or whatever. The concept is great, and a lot of people had the concept of a free monetary system before Bitcoin. There were a lot of attempts to do things like Bitcoin that failed. Read up on it. It's a fascinating story about how it came about and the breakthroughs that Satoshi Nakamoto or whoever that may be, the problems that he solved that nobody else before him was able to solve. The double spend problem, the way he came up with proof of work to solve the possibility of computers getting more powerful and being able to game the system. He came up with the difficulty adjustment, just several major breakthroughs that he came up with that allowed the whole thing to actually become a real thing. And so yeah, a lot of people tried to invent it before it was actually invented, but there are people that say that it would be very difficult to recreate Bitcoin today because the creator could not be he could not be he could not stay secret, right? He would not stay anonymous, and so it would be very, very hard for somebody to invent Bitcoin today. It would be more centralized, like the altcoins are. All the altcoins are pretty much centralized, and so it was kind of a
Yeah.
one-off thing, that opportunity to create Bitcoin. It was really a one-off thing, and I don't think it could have been done prior to that. Again, many tried and failed,
Or
and I
after.
don't think it would be able to be done, a number of years after that, because
Now
of
these altcoins, they think it's better than Bitcoin, and it's not.
yeah. Good luck with all that. Yeah, and so nice fast breed. What brand?
Michael Kors,
Michael Kors, and
found at the
and
GW
if they
store.
sell them at Neiman Marcus, they're probably pretty decent.
Yeah,
Probably pretty
that's where this
decent.
was
Yeah.
sold.
Craig, would you rather BTC be corrupted and its price skyrocket away for personal profit, or BTC go bust, but an alternative that you have zero stake in succeed, fulfill the free currency prophecy? Would you rather BTC be corrupted and its well, see, if BTC was corrupted, was somehow hacked or taken over, or somehow the government got control of it, or any of those kinds of things happened, then I think that all hope is lost at that point. I think that we're done. I think if they're able to successfully attack Bitcoin, because Bitcoin was designed to be attacked, it was designed to survive attacks. If Bitcoin fails and cannot do that, then I think we're done. I think we've got a real problem, and there's a lot of evidence to suggest that. So I don't think that I don't think we would have a plan B. I don't think there's a plan B. So I would be very sad, and I think a lot of other people would be very sad if Bitcoin did fail, because I think we're kind of done at that point as far as having any kind of freedom. Yeah, any kind of worldwide freedom. See, Bitcoin is an opportunity for freedom, literally worldwide, and we've never had that before. Craig, what's up with that USD coin by Coinbase? Sounds ridiculous. A currency backed with your stuff. Well, no, the stable coins are supposed to be backed by something, either US dollar or something else or whatever. They're called a stable coin. And really the sole purpose of those is to have something that can run on the payment rails of various cryptocurrencies and things like that. So you're basically digitizing the dollar. And that's already being done, and the feds are probably going to end up doing it, and so on. And you're going to have all kinds of things like this. But here's the thing: it's all about the monetary policy, right? If an altcoin comes along and it has a terrible monetary policy, then what good is it, right? If a stable coin comes along and it's backed by the US dollar, which has a terrible monetary policy, then it's obviously not something you would want to buy and hold as a long-term investment, as a store of value. It is something you might want to use as a medium of exchange to send money around. You might want to take some money and convert it into a stable coin and then move it to some exchange and then buy Bitcoin with it or something like that. It's just for moving money around. It's not for, it's not a store of value. It's not where you're going to want to put, the lion's share of your wealth. So it's two different. We're comparing apples and oranges. See, the beauty of Bitcoin is Bitcoin can be both. Bitcoin can be your store value, can be your savings account, and then you can take some of your Bitcoin and put it into a Lightning wallet and use that as a medium of exchange, because the Lightning network is lightning fast and the fees are extremely low. And so with Bitcoin, you're going to be able to have both. You're going to be able to have the payment rails of rapid payments anywhere around the world at very low cost, virtually instantly. Yet you're also going to be able to have your savings account in Bitcoin. So that kind of makes the ultimately, with time, this will make the stable coins and of course the altcoins all obsolete. There won't be any need for any of those. Lance sent 2 Rolexes. We will take a look.
That's one of them.
Okay, let's look at this one first. Wimbledon. See, I'm not a big fan of those, of the Roman numerals on the dials like that. It just, to me, it looks a little haphazard. It doesn't look balanced. It's just like almost like a gimmick. And it just, yeah.
I like the color green.
Yeah,
though.
the colors and all are kind of neat. There's some neat things about it, but
And the date and stuff.
yeah, and I love the white gold fluted bezel. That's a white gold fluted bezel, and I love the Jubilee bracelet, of course. It's got a lot going for it, and I wouldn't, if somebody gave it to me as a gift, I wouldn't reject it.
Now.
Yeah. Okay, so Craig, if the AD called and offered you the GMT Master 2, would you sell it immediately for profit or keep and wear it? Oh my gosh, I'd sell it immediately. If I could make a lick on it, yeah, I would sell it immediately. Because I'm not a fan of the new GMTs. I'd rather have that one we showed earlier. Oh, you probably weren't here. The one that's being auctioned. We'll show that again. Why don't you? First, we'll show this Datejust, and then we will show the other one. And this Datejust looks like it's gold. That's a stunner.
Yeah.
I like it.
I don't like the strap though.
We could put a different strap on there. I'd probably put an alligator, maybe
Vintage
a dark
Rolex
brown.
Datejust 36mm yellow gold, 18K yellow gold.
Yeah, I'd probably just put a dark brown alligator strap on there, similar to the one I have here.
Yeah, that looks classier.
Yeah, that's probably what I would do. Something like that. Yeah. So, but that's not a terrible price. 10,000. It's not a great price because it doesn't have the, the bracelet with it, obviously. So it's not a great price, but it's not hateful. Trevor Switch says, Bree, would you consider dating Lance?
If he's interested too. I feel like
he's got to ask her out. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of like
he's not interested.
It's kind of like the guy's obligation to ask the girl. That's how these things usually work, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. Give it a shot.
I know a shitcoin to you guys, but do you think Doge will hit $1? Anything's possible. I mean, it's these coins pump and dump. They pump and dump, and if you get out at the right time, then you're okay. You can get out with your shirt, but a lot of people get wrecked.
Buy some Bitcoin though.
Hello all, Ultraman Red. Would you prefer loom hour markers over the Roman? Yes, absolutely. Yes, much cleaner looking. Yeah. Craig, what's more dignified, a two-tone Datejust or a solid 18 yellow gold Tudor? Oh, yeah, I'd pass on the Tudor. I'd go for the Datejust, yes. Does Coinbase have admin keys to the contracts/bridges? I am using MetaMask to hold USDC. Can Coinbase stop me from doing transactions? Well, Coinbase can stop anything on their platform. They can control anything on their platform. So if you're doing something on their platform, absolutely. Now, if you're using a stable coin that they created and that they control, then yes, they could do that. They can yank that back. They can reverse transactions. They can do all kinds of things because it's centralized. Tether has reversed transactions. It's centralized. Basically, all altcoins are centralized, okay? They can all be reversed. Ethereum has reversed transactions because it's centralized. Yeah, they're all centralized. Only Bitcoin is decentralized. Also, which altcoin would you consider to be the Tudor of crypto? They're all terrible. I mean,
Ripple.
Probably Ripple. Yeah, I just wouldn't buy any of them. I'm a long-term guy. The altcoins come and go. I've been around in Bitcoin long enough to see All the altcoins come and go. The only one that is still here, when I got in, Ethereum was just starting, and Litecoin had just started, and those two are still here. All the rest that I've seen come and go since then have all done just that, come and gone. So all the ones that are here today, for example, 2 or 3 years from now, they'll pretty much all be gone. Lance is very interested. There you go. Well, he's got to speak up. I'll fight Lance for Bree. There we go.
Oh, God.
They're gonna have a fight to the death
Like the
over
ships.
Bree. Yeah. Well, like those. Remember they in Troy, those guys
They
were
fought.
fighting over her
Yeah, they
to
did.
the death.
They did. Yeah.
Yeah.
My God.
Yeah. Hey, it is what it is.
Well, Bree didn't say no.
I have a feeling that Lance has experienced some pretty
Intense
intense emotions
emotion.
right now. Okay, Lance, I
Maybe.
would recommend you liquidate all your watches and put it into BTC to win Bree's heart. Whoa.
If he doesn't have Bitcoin, then
Yeah, if he doesn't
it's a
have
breaker.
Bitcoin, that
It's a
could
deal
be
breaker.
a real problem.
Interesting idea.
Interesting idea. Okay. All right. Do we have any other emails? We're caught up. We're caught up.
We're
Okay,
caught
good.
up.
Lance, don't overthink it. Just ask her out on a date. Don't worry about the BTC. Well, Doge still here since. Yeah, Doge has been around a little while, but it wasn't around when I first got into Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Elon has been promoting it like
Yeah.
nobody's business.
So we'll see about that. I agree, Lance. No need to worry about. Google, when was Dogecoin invented? DOGE. Let's find out the date, because some of these were invented and were around for a while and then never really became a thing, and then all of a sudden they became a thing, and then they were a flash in the pan, and then they're gone. So, I mean, it might have been started, but nobody really knew about it.
Yeah.
Spook versus Kirk, Dogecoin. Does it say when it was created?
2007. Oh, 13.
2013. So yeah, that was about when I first started getting involved in Bitcoin. So it yeah, but it was
December.
It really wasn't a thing until this recent, Elon and all them started fooling around. That's when it really became a thing. So if you don't own any, I would go for that plan at least partially. I don't know what that means. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
No
show, but Bree for sure knows that Hex went up 250,000%. Life is good.
Well, I hope you bought it and got out. I hope you bought it and got out with your shirt. Most of these traders, end up broke.
Yeah. Eventually get wrecked. RE.
And so they can't even donate. They can't even donate 0.01 Bitcoin to this lovely Bree. She likes to have a donation now and then of Bitcoin, and she can tell if the people are for real or not, because they're the ones that are totally broke, right? They can't send any Bitcoin donation to her.
But all small donations are appreciated.
Yeah, even a small donation.
It
But
all
some
adds
of
up.
them can't even do that. Some of them are so broke they can't even send a small donation.
Yeah.
So obviously
tough.
they've been trading too much with the altcoins,
Yeah.
and they end up broke. So no, I don't own
own
BTC yet. What are you waiting for God's sakes? I told you to buy it when it was $4,000 here live on the show. I even was talking about it before that.
He's got to get
Oh, well,
really quick.
I wish I got some Dogecoin last week. It doubled in price since. Yeah, you should have got it and then sold it and bought some Bitcoin with your profits. Doge was a joke coin. Yes, and it still kind of is. It's just been pumping and dumping, and yeah, it's kind of a scam. Lance, you need to learn to be smooth. Don't reveal things that you don't have to. Ask the girl out. There you go. Expert advice from Triforce Rich. And Kyle's laughing. Do you know how much money Chip Wong made off Doge? He took the profits and dumped it into BTC. He took advantage of the fools and then invested in the real deal. I don't even think that Chip Wong's even a real person at this point. I have no evidence at all that he's even a real person. We asked, we said that he could prove that he was a real person. All he has to do is send one Bitcoin to Bree. She's got her address on briefitdance.com. If he just sends one Bitcoin to her.
One Bitcoin?
Yeah, one Bitcoin to your address on your website.
Holy crap.
It's right here.
Screen share.
If he just sends 1 Bitcoin,
Is there a QR code?
you want to go down to your QR code? Okay,
BlockFi.
let's show your QR code. That's not it. That's not it. Is that it?
No,
That's it there.
that's it.
Okay, so this is her BlockFi address. All he has to do is send 1 Bitcoin to that address, 1 Bitcoin, and then that will confirm without a doubt that he's the man, that he's for real, and that he's all that and a bag of chips. Other than that, he's smoke and mirrors. He's vaporware. Triforce Rich has announced Lance has a ton of BTC, Bree, allegedly, but he is old money and is trying to be humble, I think. Yes, that's correct. He's humble. I never trade, stacked Hex for 1 to 2 years and cashed out 90% of it a few weeks ago. Good move. Good move. Cash out and put it in Bitcoin.
Good.
Craig, would you rather own Doge or Tudor? My gosh, that's terrible.
What would you?
I guess I'd take the Doge and then just sell it and put it in Bitcoin. Yeah.
swap it.
But I wouldn't own it for any period of time. I don't need it. Not that hard up. Okay. Lance, just lie. Download a screenshot of somebody else's portfolio and send it. Bree's pretty smart, though. She's not easily scammed because a lot of people have tried to scam her. So she's figured a lot of that out. Craig, there's some suspicion that you are behind Chip Wong. Yeah, right. I think he's a made-up character completely. Driver's Rich, Carlos literally met him and saw his car garage. Obviously, Chip Wong isn't his real name. It's an alias, but he's a real person. I think Carlos was making that up. Yeah, honey, you got to get closer to that mic. I think that Carlos made that up. Yeah, I think he was funning us. He's got a sense of humor. Yeah, Carlos has a sense of humor. Will Bree go on a date with me when Doge hits $1?
No.
As long as he puts it in a lot of Bitcoin. I'll tell you what,
100K.
let's just get the conversation going. Let's get the conversation started. Just send 1 Bitcoin to this address. Okay, just send 1 uno, just 1. And we're not asking for a whole lot, just 1 Bitcoin to that address. And then we'll go from there. How's that sound?
Numero uno.
Okay, uno. Let's see. Okay, Durr says BTC is too complicated to buy for me, which is why I don't have it. I just don't get it. Okay, so it's getting easier all the time.
Right.
It's actually not that difficult to set up a
wallet
account on Coinbase and buy some Bitcoin from there. There's another wallet called Strike, but Strike has limits as far as how much you can buy, and they kind of, as you buy some, they kind of keep raising your limit type of thing. So, but no, it's a very good point. It's early days. It's not easy to do the Bitcoin thing. That's why the early adopters have benefited so much, is because they took the initiative to figure it out and to get in and get it. And the real early adopters, super early, they mined it with their computers. They didn't buy it. They mined it with their computers. So yeah, this is a thing where it rewards those. The sooner they come in, the more reward you get. You know, and the longer you wait, then the less reward you get, but it will be easier. And it will be less risky. The risk will not be as high.
We were watching.
See, when you get in early, it's more risk, right? The later you get in, this is what's weird about Bitcoin is the later you get in, the higher the price is, but the less risky. It doesn't make sense. It's kind of counterintuitive, but that's the way it works. The risk goes down as the price goes up. So go figure.
Just
go figure that. Craig, serious question. You are not the youngest guy, so why don't you just sell your Bitcoin and retire in paradise, live it up? I'm happy with my lifestyle. And I have a home in paradise. I own a home in Sarasota, and I've spent quite a bit of time there. I have fun up here at my place in Maryland also. Would you say, Bree, would you say that I have a difficult life?
No, no, it's not that difficult at all.
So I think I'm doing okay.
It's a relaxing.
My main focus is taking care of myself, taking care of my health, because, we talked about this the other day. There's two things that you have to have, and you have to have them both. What are they?
Health and freedom.
Yeah. And think about it. One without the other is worthless.
Mhm.
You can have your health. If you don't have your freedom,
Can't
really,
have your health.
what good is that, right? And you can have freedom, but if you don't have your health, what good is that, right?
Yeah.
So I focus on both. I focus on trying to be as free as possible and trying to be as healthy as possible.
Free of debt.
Oh, yeah. I don't even consider debt. Yeah. No. You got to be financially secure in order to have those things. You can't take good care of yourself. You can't eat right. You can't have plenty of time to exercise. You can't do any of those things if you don't have time. If you're not financially secure, then you're sitting there working some silly job, and you're at the whim of some boss, and you got all kinds of issues you got to deal with, all kinds of stress.
More stress
That's not
too,
the way
yeah.
to do it. No.
Stress kills you too.
Yeah, that's not the way to do it. No, you got to have things under control. So Kyle's in the house. I think he has things under control. Who is more likely real, Wong or Lamont? Good question. That's a very good question.
Yeah.
Would Bree date a Nigerian BTC billionaire?
Yeah.
Sure. Why not?
Why not?
Bree, if someone sent you one BTC and then sent you a plane ticket and a hotel room reservation, what would you think his intentions were? I imagine he'd want to discuss BTC and Bree Fit Dance with you.
Well, I would have to meet him first.
Yeah, I think that you'd have
before I go to any hotel.
Yeah, you'd have to get to know him a little bit. Yeah, I think that, but one BTC is a good start. That's a good start. If he just sends you that, that's
well,
good.
yeah, but I need to meet him.
Yeah, but that's just step one. Yeah,
yeah,
that's
step
just
two
step
is meeting
one.
him in person.
Bree doesn't come cheap. I mean, that's just step one. Yeah.
There's like a million steps.
There's a lot of steps.
Yep.
Yeah, there's like a gold watch, right? You'd like to have another gold watch, right? Maybe a gold Rolex.
Gold watch.
Yeah, maybe another faux pay.
I guess like a Rolex.
Does faux pay make a bracelet? Necklace?
I'm not sure.
Maybe a faux pay necklace.
Some Bitcoin.
Some more Bitcoin. One is just a down payment. Do we actually need proof of work chains besides BTC? Proof of stake doing quite good when it comes to censorship resistant. Proof of work and BTC is really, that's it. Well, first of all, that's the only decentralized cryptocurrency that we need is Bitcoin, because first of all, none of the others are decentralized, so they don't even qualify. So why would you have something that's not even centralized and still use proof of work, still use a bunch of energy when it's not where it's centralized anyway? And as far as proof of stake, that is a cluster. That is going to result in the people that have a bunch of tokens staked basically controlling the whole thing. So that's going to be just a top-down centralized control, just like we have now with the fiat system. So, knock yourself out with the whole proof of stake. That's not. There's no reason to do that. You might as well just have a SQL Server database keeping track of things on one centralized computer. It's more efficient. John doesn't understand that Craig has been splicing his DNA with 18-karat yellow gold for years to make himself immortal. There you go. That's right. That's what we're working on. Craig, why don't you run for president of El Salvador?
No, you can't be.
I think you have to have you have to be born there,
or
just a citizen.
Well, yeah, you got to live there.
Okay, like here in the United States, to be president, you have to be born here. But some
It might be
countries,
different in other
you can just
countries.
be a citizen. Like, for example, Arnold Schwarzenegger was able to become governor of California, even though he wasn't born in the U.S. California doesn't have that
Oh,
law that you have to be born there to be
yeah,
governor.
in the U.S.
So,
Yeah.
so he was able to actually become governor, but he would not be able to become president of the United States because he wasn't born here. Bree, have you finished
But
your
he would
study
make,
now?
yeah,
Oh,
he
you
would
have to
be,
study. You have an hour's worth of homework you're supposed to do today.
yeah, I gotta do that.
Okay.
But no, I haven't finished. I've got
Okay.
like some years to go.
I would go out with someone if they sent me one Hoffman sub, says Durr. There you go. Craig and Bree, which users do you think are not real? Rattle off the names. I don't, what users are not real in this chat? I think
I
they're
think all of them are
all
real.
somebody, but I
It's
mean,
just
they're, yeah, they,
different
yeah,
usernames.
yeah.
But I think all of them are real.
Less talking, more Bree dance moves. Okay, we'll have to do some dance moves here. Okay. Craig can
Craig can
pass for El
pass for El
Salvadoran. Okay.
Salvador.
Craig, when are you coming to
Went to
Florida?
Florida
That's probably going to be December, something like that.
this year.
We'll see. Forget El Salvador. I hear President of Afghanistan is available now, thanks to Sleepy Joe. There you go. Come on, Craig. We all know a recent president was born in Kenya. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah.
Wow.
So, what else? What else do we have to? Oh, we didn't talk about the Tecna. So I was going through some things.
Actually, it's a blade.
I was going through some things, and I came across this Tecna survival knife, and it's a cool knife. It's got a compartment here that you open on the back that has like a fishing reel and hooks and flies and all that kind of stuff. It has a compass, a bunch of other stuff. But anyway, then it's mounted into this hard sheath. And what you do is you push this over and the blade very easily comes right out like that, just straight out, right? So it's very quick and easy to get it out. And of course, it's a tactical blade. And in the handle of this blade is a really cool flashlight, okay? And this was made in the USA, got this years ago, probably 30 years ago. And what's neat is they still make these. It's much easier to put this in when it's on your hip. But anyway, they still make these. Pull up the tab. I was impressed that they still make them and they're still made in the USA.
What is it called again?
Tecna. It's already in one of these tabs right there. There's a couple of tabs there. And so go through the photos there. Does it show the flashlight?
No.
Okay, check the other tab. Yeah, see if that one shows the flashlight. You know, there's a picture of it. There, that shows everything. Okay, so you can see how the handle opens there, and it's got the little flashlight in there. Now that one's got the solid blade. It comes both ways. But I was just impressed that this thing is still available and still made in the USA. Is that the same picture?
Yeah.
How come we don't have one with the knife that I have? Oh, click that one. That's the knife I have with the flashlight coming out the back. Yeah, see that? See with the handle open and the flashlight coming out. So I thought that was pretty cool. I was telling Bree, I say, I bet you they don't make this in the USA anymore. And then we checked, and sure enough, they still do. So 2 thumbs up to Tecna for still doing that. And this thing is really well made. Everything fits together, just really precise. And I used to use this a lot. You put this through your belt, obviously, and then this straps around your leg. And I used to use this a lot when I was hiking. I had this and I had another tactical blade. Let's pull up. I think I have a picture on my Flickr of that other tactical blade that I used to have. Search keyword Jennifer, because there's a picture of me with her, and I think I have the blade. Yeah.
Oh,
Here,
okay.
click that one. You can see it a little better. Yeah. See, that was a tactical blade, and of course, I'm wearing a GMT Master with a oyster bracelet. That was the Coke. I think that was a Coke.
Eh.
Can't really tell. Unfortunately, the photo is just not clear enough. But there's the survival knife, and of course, when we're out in the woods hiking in dangerous environments, we always have a survival knife. So there you go. But that and I alternated between that knife and the Tecna. A lot of times I use the Tecna. Sometimes I use that. Usually at night I use the Tecna because it's all black and everything. So all right, what else? Oh, let's switch back to us. Yeah. Bree needs a gun. Okay, sent you a photo. Okay.
Oh, we're not caught up.
Okay.
Come on, Craig.
All right.
Okay,
So
yeah.
this one we didn't read that.
Take Bree with you to Florida. I'll buy you a public sub and a.
Oh,
and
so
Bree
you're in
whatever she
Florida,
wants.
John. You're in Florida. Okay, cool. Well, you can take her out to a real nice restaurant. That's what you can do in Sarasota. Craig sent a photo. You should change your license plate to this. Okay, we'll take a look
I'll
at
check
that.
that.
Bree needs a gun. Instead, Bree needs a gun. Instead,
she's getting too famous.
Yeah, well, she needs to learn how to use one. Absolutely. She needs to get a concealed carry permit so she can have one in her purse. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why don't you and Bree move to Ecuador? You can have Bree run for president and then run a puppet state where you can manipulate it into a BTC country. They might do that anyway. A lot of the Central American countries are talking about going to Bitcoin standard as we speak. Hello, friends. Is this really live? Yes, it is.
We are live.
Ask Bree anything. Craig, if you think that knife setup is good, one day I'll show you my SWAT gear at work. Okay, cool. Cool. That knife can bring freedom, but can take health as well. Technology is neutral. Well, yeah, Bitcoin is going to win the war for freedom without firing a shot. It is a nonviolent movement. Survival girl. We will need it when all turn to zombies. Yikes, the world has gone crazy. Robert in the house. Love to see them be like Lara Croft. Okay, show them the picture of you with the backpack. Yeah, she's got some Lara Croft stuff. It's a bit smaller than the Crocodile Dundee knife. Yeah, that's a big one. I usually didn't carry that. That was too inconvenient to carry. And it's not really that great a knife. It's not that sharp. It's not that great a knife. It's really just it's really a movie prop. Craig, if you became a dictator of the world, would you have Chip Wong sentenced to death? No, I don't even think he exists. I think he's a fake person. Craig, hypothetically speaking, of course, if you wanted to reproduce, wouldn't Bree be the ultimate mate? Athleticism and intelligence is hereditary. So they say you're athletic and have good hereditary. Oh, we need to show this, Bree.
It's funny. I guess I can play.
Yeah, they're hearing it. It plays to them, but we don't hear it. Yeah, I think you've got the Lara Croft look going on there. What do you think?
I think so.
I hope you liked the video. If you did, please subscribe
and
done. Hit the bell button.
Well done.
Oh, mosquito.
Yeah.
I got bitten by mosquitoes.
Let's show that. Yeah, that's a mosquito there landing on Bree. taking a little taste.
Collarbone.
Taking a little taste. Let's see. How would your ex-wives fare in your dictatorship? They're all friends. We'll see
See Bree
Bree gun collection in the future. Maybe. I think you should do a video with your gun collection, but you have to have it first.
Yeah.
She will accept gifts of guns. If somebody wants to send her some guns, she will accept gifts. Get in touch.
Be safe though.
Would you
Be careful.
have the troll behind chip wrong found and executed? Does
Bree
Bree
want
do you
children?
want children?
Yeah. But not like soon.
Not soon.
Like
Okay.
later
Later.
when I'm
Okay.
30 or something.
Wow, Bree looks great, says Robert.
Thank you.
Bree would pass for my daughter. There you go. You must have a good-looking daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's badass, Bree.
Oh
said
yeah,
that.
badass.
Okay. And
That's all from Goodwill.
it would be a shame for Craig not to pass on his DNA. Maybe Bree can have his child. There you go. Amazing. Makes a perfect Laura Croft. Thanks for sharing.
Yes, thank you.
And Craig, did you see the photo I sent?
Yeah, it has a interesting license plate.
Oh, okay.
Hold that BTC.
Hold BT. Hold
Hold
BTC.
BTC.
Yeah, hold BTC, Colorado.
He said you should have it.
And it's on a BMW. I'll tell you, that's dangerous. That guy's living dangerous because, somebody might accost him and try to take his BTC. You probably shouldn't have a license plate that says that. It could be putting himself at risk because they're not going to believe him when he says he lost it in a boating accident. They're going to torture him.
Right there.
They're going to start bending his fingernails back and say, "What's your password again? Where's your Trezor? Where's your hardware wallet?" Let's see. Shout out to Goodwill. But the backpack actually came from a yard sale.
Yard sale.
Yeah.
And that was
so she does yard.
That was cheap too.
Yeah, she does yard sales. She does
Goodwill,
thrift
stores,
and eBay.
And eBay
are your main sources of goodies. Craig, remember when that guy threatened you for your Rolex in the parking lot? Yeah, he stepped to me. Yeah, he said, "I'm going to take all your SHI, and I'm going to take it." And I said, "Yeah, and this is where they'll find you." And fortunately, he backed down. I had the Sabenza ready to go. He was not armed. He did not have I think he might have had a knife, but he wasn't showing it. But he did not have a gun.
So and what if he did have a knife?
He was close enough to me that even if he had a gun, if he would have started to pull the gun, I could have taken him out first with the knife. And this is what a lot of people don't understand. In close combat, a knife trumps a gun. That's what a lot of these people don't understand. If you know what you're doing with the knife in close combat will trump a gun every time.
Wow.
Yeah. You can do a lot of damage real quick with a knife. What's up with Taproot? We get that in 2021. I thought it was coming. Yeah, I think it was approved. I don't know when it goes live. Does it go live in October or something like that? But yeah, I thought it was pretty much a done deal. I don't follow the technical stuff that much, but I thought it was pretty much a done deal. Bree, do you think Craig has ideal genetics passed down? Does he mean genetics to pass down? Genetics.
Yes. I think so.
There you go. Kids suck. I prefer guns, money, watches, and wrenches.
Kids. Oh, okay.
All right.
Interesting.
Kids can be high maintenance. Right?
Yeah, they are.
It can be a lot of work. Yeah. At work, we have over 1,000 BTC we use to make transactions on the dark web and arrest people for selling illegal things, crazy stuff people try to buy. There you go. A lot of law enforcement people like Bitcoin because it's, they can kind of track transactions on the blockchain, and they can use it, as an enforcement tool. So a lot of them are like, hey, yeah, keep the Bitcoin. It's easier to track that and enforce crimes and all than if the people were using cash, right? Doing it the old fashioned way with suitcases full of cash. I see
see
Bree
Bree
with
with
something
something
small and
small and
compact like a
compact.
Walther PPK. Very
Is that a
good, very
gun?
good possibility. But I don't like a 380 caliber. I wouldn't go for a 380 caliber. I'm not a fan of that caliber. Craig, did you ever want kids? Not really. My sister had 7 of them, and I was around them a lot. And I said, man, I
There.
think that's a good thing for her to do.
That's chaos.
That was kind of my thought process on that. Yeah. She kind of cured me of that whole situation. Robert, and she's a older sister of mine. She's 4 years older than me. Robert, what states can you carry now? My friend in Boynton Beach just got his first gun. Just safety tip. Hold your thumb up when you first shoot. Can scrape your skin when the gun kicks back. Yeah, I think for a first time shooter, maybe it's a good idea just to use a good old fashioned revolver. I like the 38 special. I always have. I like a snub nose 38, the detective special, the old Colt detective special. I think that's a cool piece. So anyway, it worked for years. Where's everybody at? I'm watching on Bree's channel, and I don't even want to send her BTC or ask about shit. And I don't. Okay.
Well, that's okay.
We're glad that you're watching. Bree's glad you're watching.
Thank you. Thank you for watching.
Let's see, Craig, if you have a gun and lose to someone with a knife, you don't know what you're doing. Hey, and you Google it. You'll find experts on the subject that, again, depends on how close you are. All right. If you're close enough and you can make that move with the knife, and you can either take out the hand that they've got the gun in, you can either take that out, or if they don't have the gun up in time, right across the jugular, you do it just right, they're out of commission. They're instantly out of commission, and literally in a split second before they've had a chance to get a shot off. And even people that are good with a gun will say the thing that scares them the most is somebody with a knife that's close to them. That is scary business. And even if they get the shot off, by the time they get the shot off, the knife may have done enough damage that they die too. So,
Damn.
yeah, a knife can do a lot of damage. You better be 6 or 8 feet away if you're going to take them out with that gun. Now, once you have the gun drawn and pointed, then obviously you've got an advantage at that point, right? But I'm talking about if he's drawing the knife and you're drawing the gun and you're both close together, the guy with the knife can have an absolute advantage. So, and a lot of people don't understand that. Craig, why don't you bring out one of your guns to show? Don't like to show stuff like that on the channel. YouTube doesn't really like all that kind of thing that much. Hoffman subs. 7 Hoffman subs is greater than 7 kids.
True.
My favorite gun versus blade fight is in Indiana Jones. Yeah, well, he was like, quite a distance away. Yeah. If I'm within 10 feet of someone, my choice is between a holstered gun and a knife in hand. I'm going with the knife every time. If I'm within 10 feet. What if you're 4 feet away? Pull up the scene. Go to YouTube and pull up the scene. James Coburn. And of course, this is a movie, so, anything's not. Yeah, I mean, they can do anything in a movie. But James Coburn. Knife versus gun. See if you can pull that video clip up. Okay, so let's go ahead and play this.
We won't get copyrighted.
Nah, hopefully not. Skip the ad, though.
I can't skip the.
Elaine, how about it?
I don't know. It's mighty close, wasn't it, boys?
Close? What do you mean close? You all got eyes. You saw what happened. I won. You tell him. I won, didn't I?
You lost.
They had a contest where the one guy drew and the other guy threw the knife, and they just were throwing it at like a post or something, right? And the guy with the knife claims he won,
You're a liar.
and the other guy says, no, you lost. And so now the guy's challenging him
I said you're a liar.
to do it for real,
Ooh.
where they're actually shooting at
I
each
said you're
other,
a coward and a liar.
Before they were throwing at a target, right? And now he's saying that prove it,
Get up.
we're going to
Let's
do
do it for real.
right? And he's
up.
convincing him. And finally,
Get up, I
he's going to
said.
get him to do it.
So
Oh my
help me,
God.
I'll let you have it
It's
right where you
challenging.
are.
It's a great scene. James Colburn is so freaking cool. So we're going to do it for real.
Call it.
He really
I
shot
want
him.
nothing to do
Watch
with
this,
this.
watch.
Call it. When I drop it, Wallace, forget it. Get away from me.
Call it.
That was fast.
Yeah, it didn't work out. That didn't work. Go ahead and stop it. That didn't didn't work out very good for the guy with the gun.
He was about to like, and then
38 special is fun, one-handed. Okay. And let's see. I carry a push dagger and a revolver. Okay. Bree, would you rather marry someone with 50 BTC that is handsome, intelligent, well endowed, and fit, or someone who's a fat slob with 100 BTC, but is a lot older and will probably pass away a lot sooner?
probably 100 BTC guy.
Good idea. Good call, Bree.
Yeah, I think so.
We'll talk about the 10 richest women that you looked up the other day. That's funny. Let's see. I need to
Either
buy
be
a
born
cowboy
or
hat now. There you
Marry
go.
someone rich.
Magnificent Seven. Yeah, I think that was from the Magnificent Seven. I'm not sure.
Oh yeah, right there.
Yeah, I think it was. Craig, read my last comment one more time. I was saying, if I'm within 10
10
feet,
feet,
I'd rather have a
the
knife
knife.
in hand than the gun in the holster. Oh, okay. Knife in hand is more dangerous. Okay, thank you. I must have misread your comment. Yeah, I think you're right. But I would say 6 feet. I'd say if you're 10 feet away, I think you might be able to get an edge with the gun still. That's the gray area.
They were pretty.
Now he threw the knife. He's good at throwing the knife, but he's an expert. The character that he's playing was an expert with a knife, right? And so, yeah, if you can throw a knife like that, then that's a whole different thing. But I'm talking about close combat where your knife is in hand. Search on YouTube knife versus gun, the 21-foot rule. See if you can find that. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, I'm not making this stuff up. I mean, experts have been saying this for a long time, that's the biggest thing they fear in close combat is somebody that is halfway decent with a knife and has a decent tactical knife to start with. You got to have a decent tactical knife to start with. Let's see. Craig, if you were in a cage match with the dog man and could take one weapon, what would you take, assuming he could bring a pack of dogs with him to fight you? Dogs can be very dangerous depending on the dog. I mean, that can be a real problem. Yeah, I mean, that could be a real problem. I mean, obviously, I would want something to take out the dogs. I could probably take them out with a tactical knife, no problem. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty good with it. So, yeah, I could probably take them out. Say if there's 4 or 5 of them. Let's see. Hello, glad I found this channel.
Shows are
These
great.
shows are great. The movie kind of looked like Westworld, had Yul Brynner also. Yeah, similar. Let's see here. It was tested. Okay. This is why you got to carry a loaded and chambered 10mm Glock. There you go. Great film. I recommend you all watch the original Seven Samurai, a classic. Okay, cool. So, but let's go ahead and show this, but let's maybe play a little bit of it, maybe.
We fight the battles no one hears about. We're the ones who go before all others.
Here, officers have been told to investigate suspicious circumstances at night in a warehouse and react to what they find. At first glance, this officer's distance from the suspect looks safe enough. But an attacker can easily cover this distance faster than most officers can draw their guns. Remember, when you close the distance between yourself and the suspect, do so only by purposeful decision.
Well, here, he's going.
In fact, at close distances, work for the offender and against the officer. With a reactionary gap of about 1 foot or less, it's impossible for you to react quickly enough to even touch your holstered sidearm once the attack begins. At about 5 feet, the average officer can't even get his sidearm unholstered. Unless your sidearm or baton is already out, you'll have to rely on physical control at 5 feet or less. At about 10 feet, you might get your sidearm out, but you probably won't get a shot off. A suspect with a knife can close 7 paces and deliver deadly force in less than 1 1/2 seconds. For the average officer to deliver 2 rounds against an attacker who starts moving at 10 feet, the sidearm must already be drawn and ready to shoot. At about 15 feet, your chances get a little better if you're alert, anticipate danger, and are skilled with your equipment.
Oh, he got shot.
But to deliver 2 rounds center of mass, your hand would already have to be on your sidearm when the attack begins.
So, okay,
Tests with hundreds of
we get the general idea. Yeah, it's dicey. It's a dicey situation. Things can happen fast.
That's why you gotta be
Let's
strong.
see.
You gotta have like good
Durr is
forearms.
saying the issue is even if someone is able to get a gun out of the holster and a few rounds off, the odds of them incapacitating that person before suffering potentially fatal knife wounds is pretty slim. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. And yeah, I mean, that's why you have to work out. That's why you have to have strong forearms, strong grip, right? To properly handle the knife. You have to know how to properly handle. I use a reverse grip. You have to know how to properly handle the knife, right? And you can't hesitate. When the time comes, if you have to deal with something, you got to deal with it.
Do it quick.
You know, he who hesitates is lost.
Is that a saying?
Yeah, that's a saying. That's a whole saying. Seven Samurai, the golden age of Japanese cinema. Okay. Is amazing with a
Damn.
knife. He was one of Bruce Lee's best friends. That's all you need to know about him. There you go. Yeah, and you got to practice with that stuff. Let's see. Craig eats well, exercises, and is a Bitcoin lord. Bree, doesn't that make Craig your ideal mate? I'm a little bit too old for her, though. That's the problem. A little bit too old for her.
Yeah.
And really, I'm not a billionaire. I have to admit, I'm not a billionaire. And really, I think you deserve a billionaire.
But you're a millionaire.
Yeah. Oh well, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Duh. And
But
so,
not a billionaire.
so you need a billionaire, I think.
Yeah.
Don't you think? Yeah.
Michael Saylor.
There you go. He's single. Basically, 21 feet is the average to get 2 shots off and get out of the way of a knife attack from the holster. There you go. And again, that's probably assuming that the person doesn't hesitate. See, some people hesitate, even if they're an experienced police officer. You know, maybe they haven't been attacked yet by a knife or whatever. Maybe it's a whole new scenario. And if they just hesitate just for a split second, that can change the whole odds of the whole thing.
Yeah.
So
we went from watches
hoop
to
dance to killing each other. Sorry about that, Bill.
Sorry.
See the way Putin walks? He keeps his right arm and hand near his hip always, KGB style. Yeah, there you go. A person falling like that in the video after being shot with 1 or 2 rounds is also pretty rare. Unless you shoot someone square between the eyes, people don't usually drop instantly. There you go. Okay, Bree, if you're not married by 35, would you sign a pact to wed Lance? Lance hasn't even asked her yet.
Yeah.
He hasn't sent her a ring.
No Bitcoin as of now.
He hasn't sent her any. Check your notification. See if he sent. She's checking her notification.
Nothing.
To see if there's a Bitcoin on hand. Let's see. What if you get 2 shots off and miss? It's a good point. Some people miss.
Oh,
well, you can miss with the knife too. You can miss with the knife. I mean, you know, if you, again,
yeah,
it's also going to come down to the skill of the parties and the physical, how fit they are and how strong they are and so on. There's a lot of variables involved.
Do you think an overweight person would like be strong? And
they can be, but and some of them can move pretty fast. You'd be surprised.
Yeah.
So
because they have a lot of like weight on them, and they can like.
Well, once they get that weight going, that could be a factor. Yeah, but I think generally speaking, it's going to be a disadvantage. I don't think they're going to be able to move quite as quick and get to, you know, close the gap. We're talking about the person with the knife has to close that gap because they have to be within reaching distance, right? I like to be close enough. If I have my choice, I'd like to be able to grab a handful of whatever and then do the move with the knife across the jugular. And so, but you don't have to. If you're stepping towards them aggressively enough and you get that move quick enough, again, with the reverse grip, I like the reverse grip because the knife is extremely secure in the grip, right? Why don't you go on my, go get the Sabenza. It's in the khakis behind that door there. And I'll show them what I mean by a reverse grip in case they don't understand. And I like the Sabenza. Some people say it's not as strong, the frame lock, but I think it's reliable enough, and I think it can be used. It's in the holster there on the side of the belt. Free. Yeah, just pull it out of the holster. Grab the nylon cord there and just pull it right out. And so it's pretty hard to miss with a knife, LOL. Yeah, but again, you want to take you want to get a spot where it's, you know, where they're really vulnerable. So so yeah, I like a reverse grip like this, okay? And then so what's basically you're going like this. This is the move that you're doing right across the throat, right? Just right across the throat. All right.
And the
And
gush
then
of blood.
and then you can go across the throat, and you can come back in like this. You can come back in with a stabbing maneuver like this, right? Or you can cross the throat, and you can cross the throat again, right? I mean, you can come up like this. I mean, you can, with a reverse grip, you can do all kinds of things. I just prefer that grip. There are people that like a conventional grip, you know, maybe they're going to do it like this with their thumb on the chimping, and they're going to do some jabbing, stabbing moves like this or whatever. But I like the feel of a reverse grip like this. I like the blade. I'm not going to push on this blade because it's a razor sharp, but it is extremely solid in that grip. When you pull back on that blade, it is extremely solid. Okay, so whatever it comes across, it's going to go right to the bone. So it's and this knife has never been used for anything. This is a factory Chris Reeves blade on here. Okay, and it's always on my side. Always on my side and ready to go.
Yeah.
I like that piece. And it's light enough. See, this is why I like it. It's got a good blade length. This is the large Sabenza. It's got a good blade length. It's got good lockup. But yet it's light enough that I can carry it all the time, and it's like it doesn't bother me one bit. I have a couple of other tactical knives that are a little bit heavier than this, and that additional weight just makes it so I just don't want to carry it. And if you're not carrying it, then it's of no use whatsoever. How come all states who want gun rights for protection are the same states who won't wear a mask for protection? Well, masks, the masks don't protect anybody. You talking about masks protecting you from COVID or whatever? I mean, no. The states that have worn the masks the most have had the highest level of death. I mean, the masks have probably caused more harm than good. So there's that. Okay. Craig is demonstrating his dreams of what he wishes he could do to the Frederick News Post. Yeah, well, I got my revenge when they went out of business and had to sell for like pennies on the dollar out to that company that's based out of West Virginia. They had to sell everything, including their press, their beautiful building, all of that stuff. They sold it all out. The Randall family no longer owns the Frederick News Post. They had to sell it all out for pennies on the dollar. So that was my revenge. After 150 years, they had the paper, and basically I drove them out of business. They shut down because of Frederick.com. So,
wow.
You know, they weren't mad at me for no reason. They were mad at me because I was taking a lot of their customers. So, yeah. He looks nervous with him swinging it around. I would be too.
Yeah.
I would be nervous with that knife swinging around. Hitting a moving target is pretty tough with a gun, even at close range, which makes it even harder to drop somebody quickly with a shot to the head or the heart. Good point. We should bring Steve on for self-defense discussion. He used to spar at the old Bruce Lee studios. I heard that too. He's a tough character. What blade length is legal to carry? Depends on the state. Here in the U.S., you know, most states you can carry something like this, especially if it's not concealed. Some states do have limits on the blade length for a concealed blade. And some, I mean, I don't know, New York might have them outlawed by now. I don't keep up with all the states, but I think I can still carry it legally in Maryland. Nobody's taken it away from me, I'll put it that way. Craig, you sound very experienced. Have you ever stabbed anybody? I wouldn't comment here on the channel as to what I may or may not done in my younger years and who I may or may not left in a bar after a bar fight or anything like that.
Holy crap.
I can't comment on that. And I might not even remember back in the day, you know, we used to mix it up and you never know what could or couldn't have happened. Triforce Rich is in the house. Bree is a fine young lady and definitely going places. But I already have a girlfriend. Oh,
I see.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
That's
But if
awesome,
she's
though.
not a Bitcoiner, I don't know. I think you better orange pill her and make sure she's a Bitcoiner. Because that might be important in the future.
You guys could watch a YouTube Bitcoin video.
Check out the page I have on my website about
Yeah.
Bitcoin.
Craigship.com.
Yeah, take a look at that because that might help you guys.
Or
Good for you,
hope.com.
Lance. You've been
Hope.
hiding info from us. Yeah, okay. Rob Ripa.
Check your local news. It varies.
Yeah. Laws, yeah. Okay. I'd rather watch Bree with a knife moves instead of, but okay. And let's see, it's easy to shoot someone. It's easy to shoot someone from close or far. Bullets are fast. As long as you know how to shoot a gun, you're good. There you go. Texas and Florida lead in COVID cases. Think about it. No, they don't. Go look at the total number of deaths. It's on the CDC website. I think number 1 is New Jersey. I think number 2, this is per capita now. I think number 1 is New Jersey. Number 2 is New York State. I think number 3 is Connecticut, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, check on the CDC website. They have the deaths, the per capita deaths. See if you can pull it up on here from COVID by state. You can check that out. But no, Florida and Texas are doing fine, especially considering that Florida has the second highest average age. It's the second oldest state in the union. So it had a lot of vulnerable people. In New York, the only thing you can carry to defend yourself with an open carry double-sided dildo. Okay. Craig, would you become a porn actor for BTC? Depends on how much BTC. New York beating Florida. Okay. I was ready to fight Lance. You're lucky, buddy. He's going to fight Lance for you. Bill Woods, don't believe everything Sleepy Joe tells you. Okay. All right. You have the data? COVID, we want COVID deaths, cases, and data.
Cases and data.
So I want try to find the
community county view. We want to find country view.
Maybe do another search. Let's narrow this down better. Do COVID deaths by state.
COVID deaths.
Yeah.
Per capita.
Okay. Is there a report somewhere?
Cases.
We don't know. We want deaths.
Oh, 621,000. In the U.S. so far, I guess.
We want per capita also.
Oh, I think there
was. It was probably there. Yeah, but I think the CDC website was there somewhere. Keep
this
going.
One?
Data tracker. See if that's it. See if you can find it there. Back at the same place. Oh, cases, deaths, and testing.
Same.
Compare. There was a thing that just said compare. Okay, keep going. By state territory. Here we're getting warmer here. View historic data. Death case and death data. Yeah. Anyway, Florida and Texas did great. The other states were walloped. Okay, the states that wore the masks, they were walloped. That's really what basically the thing is. Bill Wood says, I mean, recently. That means nothing. You need to know the total deaths. That's what matters, not what's going on right now. You know, right now, some people, there's cases, but nobody's dying. So, I mean, you know, big deal. We don't even know how many. First of all, you're not going to have that many cases in New York and those other states because everybody already got it and they've already died. You know, there's nobody left. They've wiped them out. Let's see. Check out the stats. Okay, check out the stats. You'll see what's up. We're trying to find the stats. We can't find them anyway. All right, enough of all that. I don't, you know. Hey, knock yourself out. If you want to wear 3 or 4 masks, go ahead, wear 3 or 4 masks. It's ridiculous. You never found it?
I don't know what this is.
They should have a thing that shows each state.
State.
See, they've made it hard to find the data because they don't want people to know the real data. That's the bottom line. Is
Right.
they want to be able to scam people, and so they've hidden this information. But if you dig hard enough, oh, GPU has a link here.
I don't think we can click on it. We can. Yeah, I don't think we can. Click.
Yeah, we can't. Well, you can type that in.
That whole thing. Oh, and I can just go to your channel.
Yeah, you can get it there.
Get it there.
Yeah, see if you can get it. Isn't
your
it a miracle
channel?
there were no cases of flu the last 2 years? And get it there. They just
Get it
renamed
there.
it. Yeah,
There
see if
you
you can
go.
get it. Well, they yeah, we're working
Isn't
on
it
it.
a miracle
There were no cases of flu the last 2 years and get it there.
They
You know,
just
the from what I understand, a lot of the hospitals were actually paid money per case, per customer that they claimed had COVID. They actually got money. So of course they're going to have a ton of people.
Oh, here it is.
Is that the deaths?
Death rate from COVID
Per
as of-
100,000 people. Okay, so let's show this. People want the facts. New Jersey, 300. New York, 277. Massachusetts was 263. Mississippi, 260. Rhode Island, 259. Arizona, 253. Louisiana, 247. Alabama, 239. Connecticut, 233. So I thought Connecticut was higher up than that. South Dakota, 232. Pennsylvania, 218. Michigan, 213. So where's Florida? Florida's pretty far down the list.
Yeah, if I want to expand, I might have to log in or something.
Oh, no, there you go. You got more.
There it is.
Okay, so where's Florida? Go up till you find Florida.
Maryland, 163.
So there's Florida right after Texas. So then you got Delaware is higher than Texas. Tennessee's higher. Oklahoma's higher. South Carolina's higher. I mean, we're pretty far down the list. Florida's pretty far down. Considering that they have a bunch of older people, I would say Florida's done pretty well.
That's
It's
true.
the second oldest population in the country is Florida.
And Hawaii is the least.
Yeah. So yeah. Let's see here. See Florida and Texas. Yeah, we just did that. Go back to talking about stabbing and shooting one another.
Go back to
Freedom and safety do not coexist. There you go. Well, you know, I think under a Bitcoin standard, I think once Bitcoin is the standard, I think we're going to be able to have both. I think we're going to be able to have safety and freedom at the same time, because people will be making their own choices. People will have individual sovereignty, and they'll be able to make choices what to do. There won't be a bunch of bureaucrats who are clueless telling people what to do.
Yeah.
So I think people will have safety. I don't think the government overlords have made us safer. I don't think that's worked. I think we need to defund them and start making the decisions on our own. I think that's going to be safer. Considering Florida had little to no restrictions. Yeah, the lockdowns, it turns out that the lockdowns and the masks increased the spread, because what happened with the lockdowns is one person went out and got it, and then they came home to a home that's all locked down and everybody's in close proximity and all around each other, and then that person spread it all around to those people. And so the lockdowns actually increased the spread. That's basically what we've seen play out. So as typically is often the case, some of these government programs give the opposite result of what they thought they were going to do.
So wearing a mask.
I
Didn't-
love how they
didn't
were
help.
using stats for COVID deaths from people who died in car accidents, were shot and killed, or overdosed on drugs just because they were COVID positive or suspected of having COVID. Yeah, they get extra money, I think. The central bank will not Bitcoin. The central bank will not Bitcoin continue.
Will not let Bitcoin continue.
Good luck with them stopping it. So
Yep.
far, nobody's been able to stop it. We will never have freedom under Biden or any other Democrat president. Well, you defund them. That's how you solve that problem. If you think BTC will dip again, I need to buy more. I'm sure it will go to 100K this year. I don't
Me
know if we'll have a
too.
significant dip again. That's a good question. Nobody really knows. It's possible. Florida stopped reporting, maybe. Yeah, right. So anyway, okay. You know, most of the experts said this in the beginning, that amateurs wearing masks is a bad idea, because what happens is people that aren't used to wearing masks, they end up touching their face a lot. Okay. They're adjusting the mask, they're doing whatever. And then they also reuse the mask over and over again.
Yeah.
They do a lot of things
And they don't wash their
where they're
hands
doing
much.
it improperly. Okay. Professionals at hospitals that wear masks, they typically will wash their hands. They'll put on a fresh mask. They'll do what they're doing. They will not be touching their face during that time frame. They finish what they're doing. They take the mask off. Probably they wash their hands.
Before
Then
they
they
take
take the
them.
mask
Yeah.
off. Then they wash their hands again, right? They take all these precautions and do it right. Whereas these amateurs wearing these masks, they ended up screwing themselves
That's
because they were
not-
touching their face so
That's
much.
not what they advised us to do.
What, touching your face?
No, they didn't tell us about the procedure of how.
Well,
to-
nobody's going to do that procedure. An average person isn't going to do that procedure because, first of all, there's not a sink where they can wash their hands when they're going into some business and they've got to put their mask on. There's no sink there. There's no, at
You
the
mean a
hospitals.
bathroom?
In the hospitals, they have,
A sink, like,
areas where
right-
you do that
yeah.
right there. You wash your hands. They've got all the stuff, and then you put the thing on. I mean, it's set up for that purpose, right? Out in the general world, we don't have all that infrastructure in place.
You don't have a sink like
You,
right
you,
next to
you
you.
can't properly use these things just
Yeah.
out in the wild. I mean, there might have been a few people that use them properly, but the vast
The
majority
ones that are
probably
nurses
didn't.
and doctors.
Yeah, the
probably.
vast majority probably didn't. And what happened was you get a false sense of security, right? You think I'm wearing this mask, so I'm safe, so I can go out. And so people that are at
Yeah.
risk would go out and take some risks that they normally wouldn't take because they thought the mask was going to keep them safe. So it was just a cluster, you know what?
I think the ones that are vulnerable should stay home.
Hey, they've kept us going. Look, it's 6:36. I think they scammed us to get the show to go longer.
I think they
I think
did.
that's what they did.
They want us conversations and conversations.
Yeah. Okay. So let's see here. Somebody says the media is full of crap about Florida. Okay. Dura's in the house. Anything the media can say bad about a red state, they will. All I know is bye-bye Cuomo and bye-bye Newsom. Out with the blue governors and in with the red. Well, there you go. What happens when you print too much money too fast? You need to reduce the speed of money circulation to avoid hyperinflation. Now we got those lockdowns, just thinking. Yeah, it's not gonna work. We're still gonna have significant inflation, especially in the things you really want to buy. And the things you really want to buy, like high quality real estate, nice watches, nice cars, all the things you really want to buy are inflating like crazy. I love states that don't celebrate. Okay, Corona. All right, we're gonna wrap it up. Wrap. Let's show your website one more time, Bree. Let's show the top part here. We just click on this, right?
Mhm.
There we go. That's briefitdance.com, briefitdance.com. Check her out. Check out her website. It's really cool. It's got all her links, all the good stuff. briefitdance.com. That's how you do that.
Should I show the waist chain?
Did you show the waist chain?
I went over there,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah.
There you go. They can see it. Yeah, you got to tune in. You got to tune in to Bree's to Bree's broadcasts when she does broadcasts. She does broadcasts. Somebody says politicians are greedy and corrupt. Wow, that's the understatement. I'm looking forward to passports. They want to
I'm
push.
just not looking forward to passports.
Okay, yeah.
I'll
Looking beautiful day, Bree. I'll share with all my friends. Okay, cool.
Thank you.
Great show, Bree and Craig. Goodbye, all. Let's wrap this chicken sandwich up. Okay.
Chickens.
Great show. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, we talked about enough things that this will probably get taken down. They might take down my whole channel. Holy smokes,
Knives
Lance.
and
Break.
stuff.
Yeah, we talked about the C word. You're not supposed to talk about that thing. And you're certainly not supposed to say anything against the way that government masterfully handled the whole C thing. They were just on top of everything. They were just the best of the best. So on that note, we're going to wrap this puppy up, folks. Thanks for tuning in.
Wrap it up.